We are Squawking Dead, and we're resuming this video from the Whispers panel, the Ryanless Whispers panel. Sorry, the computer actually took a complete freeze. It kept on playing the video, but obviously I couldn't do anything. So just so you guys know, there is a point at which 10 minutes is lost in this video. It's not lost, I cut it out. These 10 minutes is something where we launch into like just a huge personal tangent on owning businesses and stuff like that. Just it gets a little bit personal. I mentioned ko-fi.com/squawkingdead, coffee.com/squawkingdead. So if you want to recover those minutes, just head on over to that video. Head on over to that website, ko-fi/squawkingdead, or go to squawkingdead.com and hit the support the podcast button near the main menu. You can get the whole 3-hour and 46-minute affair. In any case, I present to you the second half of the third part in our the third and final part of our Back to Camp Marimac and Walker Stalker Talk series, and away we go.
The Whisper panel was the best panel.
I agree with you, even though my man wasn't there.
I know your man was, but it was funny because it's
wait, Ryan wasn't there?
No.
Why not?
It ended up being just a panel
just
with
a girl.
He was probably too occupied with yoga. Like I think that was going on also.
I think he was back at the table by then, but he might. I mean, the line might have been too long too, because I know the yoga was at like 8 a.m. It was super early that day. Trust me, I tried to get in.
Was it packed? Was it?
That thing, it sells out like as soon as the yoga tickets go on sale, they're sold out.
That's funny.
Crazy.
And the
good for him though.
The funniest thing,
you know what that is?
Very. The funniest thing is like 90% of the people in there have probably never done yoga.
I was going to say, all of this is probably a bunch of thirsty women that want him to kind of show them how to do like a downward, how to do like
I'll do that downward dog.
Exactly. It's like, here, let me position
Are my hips
you.
right?
Exactly. That's all that it is.
I have to push my pelvis out?
All that it is. I'm telling you right now. Listen, and I don't fault it at all. I get it. I mean,
JDM, we're hosting yoga.
I would be there at 7:30 in my yoga gear and Lululemon bag.
In my most see-through spandex.
I'm going to be in
ready
the front row.
Front row. Full attention.
Leggings.
Let's go.
Right.
Full attention. Cool.
Yep.
How much was the yoga actually? I was curious now.
75.
Damn.
75.
I'd get in there. That's not that bad.
It's a yoga class.
Really not.
Hey Ryan, help me with my squats.
The rest of the day.
Yeah.
They probably felt really good the rest of the day too.
Yeah, especially standing all the time. Yeah.
But it actually was like a blessing in disguise, because it ended up being like a panel just with Samatha, Morton, Thora, Birch, and Cassady. And honestly, Thora, Birch, and Samatha Morton were incredible to listen to, because it just ended up being a sort of discussion on their lives as women navigating roles, especially in their particular age group. With Samatha Morton's like my age, like she's like 42, I think. So she's like,
I think that's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. And
isn't Thora Birch like about that age?
She's like 37. So
37.
We
had to look that up. Yeah, because I thought I was older than her.
Yeah, and like they were just kind of talking about like, you know, roles for women, and that was one of the appeals with coming onto Walking Dead, having these roles that were so complex and dynamic for like female characters specifically, regardless of age, and you know, them just talking about and how they've had to kind of navigate all that, you know, in their lives, and you know, how they've had to be very selective with like the kind of roles that they take, you know, because of just wanting to do roles that they can really stand behind, whether people see it or not, you know. And you know, just personal information, like Samatha Morton was talking about how she kind of grew up in an orphanage it was really, really like fascinating. And it was one of those things that it's like I was trying hard to film, but sometimes you would just forget because you're just kind of so immersed in like what's being discussed that it's just like, I just want to listen to what's being discussed right now because this is just so interesting. And even like one of the women who came up, like, I mean, there were good, and actually it was probably the one panel that had the most intelligent questions that were being asked.
Instead of like, can I get a hug?
Not to, yeah, exactly.
None of that.
Can I record this feeling for later?
Right. Like it was some very like sincere, thoughtful like questions. And even one of the women had said, she's like, thank you so much for bringing up, these issues. As a woman, it was just very, I guess the word would be inspiring. And it made me want to now meet Samatha Morton, and it made me want to meet Thora Birch, even though it wasn't at the forefront of my mind during this convention of like, oh, I want to meet them. It's like, but after this, I did, like that's how much of an impression, it left.
It left you, yeah.
I totally agree. I think Carol and I both said the same thing after the end of the panel. We both looked at each other and went, shit, I forgot to record anything. Like we were so like captivated by what they were saying. Like we were both just like,
yeah, just kind of like
well, next year we'll get you tripods. It's at the very least.
Yes.
So we're not like holding it.
Yeah.
So the ride home was kind of bittersweet. We all took what's it called? The MARTA together.
Yeah.
The MARTA.
Then we all dispersed.
Once we hit the airport.
Ways.
Yeah.
Dave fell asleep on the train.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I do. I'm a New Yorker all the way.
I was a New Yorker and I never fell asleep on the train. We should have like got up and like went to a different place while you were sleeping on the train.
I would have found you. That's how it works.
I
Come find you.
I sent you guys a picture of my other plane buddy when I landed too.
Yes,
the dog?
Yes.
Carl. Yes.
That's so cute.
This little puppy was sitting he was in a little carrier under the lady's seat next to me the whole time. He didn't make a single peep. I didn't even know he was there. And then all of a sudden we're like getting off the plane and she pulls him out and his little head pops out of the thing and I went, oh, and I did my like high squealy thing that I do when I told you I did it. Puppies. And yeah, and she's like, this is Carl. And I went, oh my God, of course it is.
I keep thinking to myself.
Carl. His name was Carl.
I keep thinking to myself, you're going to make an excellent old lady one day. The most adorable old lady. Ooh, let me take a look at that little boy. Ooh, he's so cute.
Oh, yeah. No, not children. Animals.
Yeah. Don't worry, the audience will widen at some point.
Pretty soon, kids will look like animals, and
right.
I'll be like, "He's so cute."
Do you pet him at night? It's my son. Oh, that's okay. He's cute though.
He's a cute little puppy. I mean, boy.
Yeah, little boy. But you do call him puppy, don't you?
I call all dogs puppy. They are all puppies. I don't care how young or old they are. No, not the boys. Boys, they're boys.
It was just the feeling of like, okay, we're all separating from each other, and we're like, oh, can't we do this again soon? And like, we were already thinking of, oh, we'll go to this, or you go to that, and I'll go take this one, and like maybe we'll go together to this one, and like yeah, we still haven't figured it out, but like this is us bargaining because we have separation, and this is the stages of grief over here. And then Meg chimes in later like, yeah, I miss you guys already. I'm like, no, we went through this already, Meg. You're a little late.
Well, it's because I sent a little sappy message. I was like,
yeah,
nice.
It was good. Yeah, it was tough to get back to work after that too. Oh wait, I didn't go back to work. At the next few days off.
You had 2 days off.
Oh, I woke up at 11. It was great.
I went right back to work Monday morning. That was tough.
I went into work at 2 on Monday, so I gave myself the morning off.
Oh, that's good.
Who's the boss now, bitch?
I wish.
Oh, I am. I could take every Monday off if I wanted to, but that's bad for business, so yeah. I don't do that.
There you go. Is this a good segue to talk about coffee again? Make us some money.
So
we can have more kids.
We need lots of coffee.
Yeah,
exactly. We need some coffee. We also need some coffee. Yeah, so ko-fi.com/squawkingdead. Maybe one day. I mean, look, our first goal is to be self-sufficient. I'm like actually setting these little goals in the sidebar. So we just need 2 subscribers to keep coffee self-sufficient. The second one
there we go.
Yeah. And then the second one is like, okay, this goal is to cover the hosting costs. It's like completely steps. Yeah, exactly. This is to be completely transparent. So we need X amount of subscribers to do that. It's not that, I mean, I'm not saying it's not that hard, but I could see it being like a handful of people just to cover that, and then another handful just to cover that, and then eventually, you never know where you end up. On that note, after talking out of our heads for so long, just to let you know, we passed the 3-hour mark.
That's what happens when you don't have parameters. We just start like...
Right.
That's what happens when you're not doing this live.
Free reign.
We all know things can be edited out, so we're like, whatever.
I'm just making my job harder.
I know.
At the end of the day, I'm just doing this to myself. I'll say I honestly regret it, and then it makes me more determined to do this right the next time around, is taking the opportunity, and this is all I care about, taking the opportunity to just take a walk, as you said, Rachel, and I will bring that up and I give you credit. Take a walk and just talk to some of the vendors that I've been in contact with and say, hey, I love your work. I posted it such and such day for Fan Out Friday, and I just think you're really talented, and it's really good to know you. It's things like that. And just saying hi. I mean, after having 3 recordings at the very least this week, yeah, and then me trying to squeeze all of that at the door, me taking a mental health day. Sorry.
I took a sick day Wednesday, man.
You did?
I did.
You had to.
I had to.
You were genuinely sick.
I was genuinely sick. Like, I literally was like, no, I am sincerely, I'm not taking a sick day. I was like, I am sick.
And we recorded that night, didn't we?
We did. We did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to
I made you sound great.
Out. Thank you. I'm not going to wuss out. It's not so much my talking, it's my hearing. So it's like, because my head's clogged and my ears are clogged up, so everything sounds like I'm wearing earmuffs. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I hear you. So if you like what you've heard, and obviously you're in the chat, and I'm hoping you do, leave us a like. Do whatever it is that Twitch and Mixer does. I don't know. I don't care. I just know that that's a place I can stream. Do all the nice things online, the likes, leave us comments. And do us a favor if you're listening to this podcast on any platform. The 2 places that you can rate our podcast are Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. That actually helps us get on the charts, the Austrian charts, apparently. So we need to get higher. The film and TV category. Please help us out. And hey, if you like what you're hearing right now and you want to be a part of the show while it's happening, the chat is way more instantaneous. I think it would be a lot of fun to actually chat with you guys while we're actually doing the show, like in real time, not on all these different various platforms. Everybody that's participating in this current recording can see your chat, have it in mind, react to it. Like, let's say if you're Tom and you say something really funny, I'll hear Rachel's laugh first. I'll be like, okay, hold on, I know it's funny, okay, slow down. and then we can talk about it. Part of what this recording is going to do is, like, this being a part of this chat, is that I can make available like the full thing in its entirety before it gets edited and chopped up and stuff like that. So you'll be able to see all the gaffes, all the cuts that we did in this episode that that you're not seeing now, but if you're subscribing, you would be. So there are things that we're still going to have to develop as a part of this project. So, it's Squawking Dead. It's always a work in progress.
It's always an evolution.
Yeah, constantly.
Constant.
So with that, thank you for joining us on this very long ride, which I don't know, maybe I'll just split up. Maybe I'll do half one week, half the beginning of the week, half the end of the week, or something like that, because we still have to cover the episode too.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll see you next year. We'll do better. We'll have more interviews. And with that, have a good night. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.